Now let's move on to college football. I do have a bunch of college football plays from the Saturday card that I'm going to add. I spent a lot of time doing some deep research last night, and a bunch of plays that I'm going to add. Of course, there are 2 games tonight, both very interesting games. Should I give my picks first on the Saturday card, or should we talk about the Thursday games?
Why don't we start with the Thursday games, because
Okay.
I'm very curious to hear what you have to say about
Well, the first one, the first one, Louisiana Lafayette, Arkansas State, is a tough one. Obviously, it's a rivalry game, so they tend to be close. Also, obviously, Arkansas State has a fearsome offense, so they can put up points in a hurry against anyone, and could easily, even if it's a close game, that with that passing offense, they can get a 2-touchdown lead at any time. I definitely am leaning Louisiana Lafayette here, getting this many points. Not sure if I want to pull the trigger. I did bet it, and I did make it as a pick. I'm not sure if I like it quite. If it was 14, I would definitely give it as a pick. It might even be one of these spots where it might even be worth it to buy up to 14. I wouldn't actually do that, but I wish I was getting 14 so badly. Then I would definitely give it as a pick. I did bet it at 12.5 anyway. And Arkansas State is a great team. The offense is fearsome, but the big question is Louisiana Lafayette. Their recent defensive improvements, were they for real or not? And my guess is that it's more likely that they are somewhat for real than not. So, getting that many points in a rivalry game like this, I would definitely be leaning Louisiana Lafayette.
That's interesting. Yeah, I was very curious to see what you thought of these 2 games. Andre Nunez looked great. I thought he kept it simple, wasn't making mistakes. He seemed like he was comfortable in the pocket outside, threw for 232 yards and a TD. And I was wondering what you thought of their defense the last 2 weeks. Is it an aberration? Is it something
it's really hard to say, because obviously they were playing they're playing Idaho, and that will actually Idaho's playing Missouri this weekend, and Missouri's had a terrible defense this year, but I'm guessing that Missouri's going to have a great defensive performance against Idaho on Saturday. So it's a complete educated guess and a judgment call. My sense is that I was expecting them to have a better defense at the beginning of the year than they showed. They have some guys on the defensive line who are impressive for the Sun Belt. So I was surprised that their defense struggled as much as it did in the beginning of the year. And my sense is that my educated guess is that their defense will make an improvement as the season goes on, and that they will continue to be somewhat decent defensively. But again, Arkansas State is a different beast with that great passing game. So it might be that Louisiana Lafayette's better defensive performances will come after this game. So I'm going to stay off it, but I have a strong lean towards Louisiana Lafayette in that one.
Interesting.
Okay. And then the other game is Houston and Memphis. That is a very, very tricky one. Obviously, at first glance, the line might not make sense to some because Memphis is clearly a better team. Some of the things that I look at indicate that Memphis is the play. Some things I look at definitely indicate that Houston is the play. I would actually be leaning Houston here. There's a reason the line where it is, and there's some things that I look at that indicate that Houston might be the play. I'm not going to bet that one, though. I'm not going to give it as a pick. My lean actually would be Houston, despite the fact that Memphis is clearly the better team, clearly has the much better quarterback. Houston has a good defense, especially in the red zone, and they're going to have to get better quarterback play, which is that's an assumption that is a big if. But if they do, I think they come out with the win. I'm not going to bet or make a pick, but that would be my lean on this one.
What's the explanation for the Tulsa game? They were outscored 38-7 after halftime.
Yeah. I mean, the explanation is that a lot of inconsistency in college football in general. I mean, Tulsa does have a strong offense, but yeah, I mean, they're looking vulnerable here, and Memphis clearly has a better offense here, better quarterback, and is overall the better team. So you can make the argument that taking the better team on the road is taking the better team getting points is always the right way to go. On the other hand, you can also make the other argument, which is that anytime you have a ranked team as an underdog against an unranked team, there's a reason for it, and that would favor Houston here. So I'm going to pass on this one. I might bet it closer to kickoff on my personal account. As of right now, I have not bet it. I did make a small bet on Louisiana Lafayette plus 12.5, but I'm not going to I'm just going to keep that one as a lean. I'm not going to give it as an official pick. And that's my take on the 2 games. Jim, do you want to make an official pick on either of these games?
No, they're very difficult, and I was just so curious to hear what you thought of both of them, especially the Memphis at Houston. I mean, I was studying the game, and I'm new to hammering college football. It was so difficult to understand how Houston could be favored, and I was just so curious to hear your explanation. And I hear what you're saying, but just seeing them get destroyed by Tulsa was just
Sure.
strange. And then after Memphis, they face number 16 South Florida next week, undefeated South Florida. I mean, I'm just trying to sponge as much as I can off of your college football, and I was just so interested what you had to say about the game.
Yeah. So again, here we go. Justin Searcy saying Memphis wins. Yeah, I did not bet this game, and I am definitely not going to give it as a pick. It's definitely a wacky one, and we shall see. All right. So no picks on either of the college football games tonight, but I do have a bunch of plays that I'm going to add on to my overall tally. I've summarized every day what my picks were, and because this show is running long, I'm not going to go over what the picks that I have given so far this week, but I will do that tomorrow, and of course on Saturday morning I always do that with the Big Man Show, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and I review all the plays that I've given. So the plays I'm going to add. First play that I am going to add is going to be, and this is what I was looking at when it came out, is going to be Iowa. Now, it opened at plus 1.5. It's now minus 1.5 or 1. The Greek actually has -1. So I'll take that one. Iowa -1, minus 110. Everywhere else has minus 1.5. We do use Greek lines, and the reason for that is that the Greek does have intentionally off-market lines sometimes, as they do here, but they are a professional book, which means that if you bet their off-market lines, you can bet them in perpetuity. Even if you're beating them, they won't kick you out. So it counts as an intentionally off-market line that is absolutely legit and valid. So I will take that one. Iowa -1. Iowa, of course, coming off the bye. Northwestern, a good team, which is why the line is competitive. But Iowa coming off the bye. Akum Wadley, the running back, is just a stud for them. And the defense obviously is great. It should be good. And Northwestern, coming off of a tough run of games. And I like Iowa here. Which I was given 1.5, but I'll take them at -1. So that's the first pick I'm going to add. -1, minus 110. Next pick I'm going to add. As I look at it, it makes me nervous, but I am going to add it. Oof. All right. It is going to be Florida State. I was hoping to get 6.5, which is what I bet last night. That is not available, what I'm seeing right now. I can take -7, minus 103 against Louisville. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be disagreeing with this. And this, of all my picks, is one that I'm liking probably the least, but I'm liking it enough to give it. I think that's, of course, it's a revenge game for Florida State. They got blown out by Louisville last week. And Louisville, not only did they lose last week to Boston College, but they already lost by margins twice this year, so they can be held down. And as I said, in the beginning of the season, if people remember, week 1, college football, I said when I took Clemson over Louisville, I took Clemson over Louisville. A lot of people were saying I was crazy for that. And my reasoning was basically just that Louisville is much more of a one-trick pony this year. The reason they've struggled compared to last year is not because of Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is as great as ever, but what I said was the everything around him is significantly worse than last year, and I use that word one-trick pony to describe them. Now, here's 7 points. Obviously, is a lot, and for Florida State to cover, I'm going to assume that they're going to have a better offensive performance than what they've shown this year. If they don't, then they won't cover. But I think that it's an okay spot to time a leap forward with Florida State's offense. And Louisville, I think they might just be a little bit beat down. Lamar Jackson, then Florida State's going to have to contain Lamar Jackson. I'm sure that I don't even have to look at the comments. I'm sure there's a lot of comments saying I'm crazy, take Louisville +7, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, there you go. Delta 75 agreeing with it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So not many comments on this one, but that is a pick that I'm going to add. Florida State -7, minus 103. Then another one that I'm going to add. I'm also leaning to the under on that one as well. And I'll think about whether I want to add that one also. Also, I'm going to add on. I am going to add on. This one I'm like another similar game, similar spread, but liking this one more than the Florida State line is Oklahoma State over Texas. Now I did bet this one at 6.5. I'm not sure if that is available right now, but let me find it. Where the hell is it? Oklahoma State against Texas. Where the hell is that line? Sorry, there we go. Yes, and there are no 6.5s available, so I'll have to take 7. That's okay. -7, minus 102. Feel like it's a down spot for Texas. Oklahoma State has a an offense that obviously can put up points against anyone in a hurry, and I will take Oklahoma State -7, minus 102. Another favorite that might be controversial, but I think is probably a decent play. Again, people might disagree with me, but I'm going to take Duke -8 over Pittsburgh. Get Pittsburgh, of course, Max Brown out for the year, and Pittsburgh, a team with some talent, but I do think this is a down spot for them. Duke has been struggling, but a little bit forgivable with their losses. Again, this one is we're going to have to see an improvement from Duke's quarterback, which I think we might see, and I'm going to take Duke here -8, minus 106 is the line there at Pinnacle. Let me just quickly check the other ones. That's it for the sides that I wanted to add. Now, the totals, I'm feeling a little bit more questionable about, but I guess I will add them all. The leans that I wanted to give were Idaho, Missouri under, Temple, Army under. I was also leaning the Oklahoma State game over, Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan under, and the Louisville, Florida State under. And you know what? I guess I will just I'll give all of those except for the Louisville, Florida State one. I'll give all of those except for the Louisville, Florida State one. Idaho, Missouri. Again, we mentioned this earlier in the show. Missouri has been terrible defensively, but I think they might step up defensively here against Idaho. Just hoping that Missouri doesn't, run all over them offensively, which is definitely a possibility. But I will take the under in this one, 63.5 minus 110. That is at Heritage and the Greek and a few other places. Then the Temple and Army under. Again, this one is a tough one. Army can, of course, have a huge offense, but I think this one is going to be a relatively slow down game, similar to the Navy game that went earlier this year, went also under. This one opened at 49.5. I wish I was getting that one, and I bet it at 46.5. And the Greek actually has 47. So I'll take that one. The Greek under 47. Temple and Army under 47 minus 110. Then I'm also going to throw on the Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan under. That one I will definitely throw on. It is 51 minus 107 at Pinnacle. Of course, Western Michigan coming off of a tough game. I think they're going to run the ball a lot here, and I think we will see a run-heavy game. So I'm taking the under 51 minus 107 in that one. And then the Oklahoma State-Texas game, oh, God, I really want to take the over in that one. Where is that line? Where is that line? Where is that line? That is 65, 64.5, 65.5. Market uncertain there. I'm definitely leaning over on that one. I think that Oklahoma State will have a big day offensively, and Texas should put up enough on their own to push it over. I guess I'll wait and do. I don't know. I've already done my deep research on that one. I'll wait just for no real reason, and I'll hold off on that one just for now. Texas has been great defensively this year. I just think that they're not going to be able to stop Oklahoma State in this one. And also leaning the under in the Iowa Northwestern game and the under in the Louisville, Florida State game. Let me just quickly check what those lines are. Yeah, the Iowa Northwestern game, I guess I'll hold off on that one as well. It's a 47, but I'm leaning that way. And the Louisville, Florida State game, 59. I really want to take the under in that one as well. But I will, all right. I will throw that one on there. What the hell? I'll throw that one on there as well. Louisville, Florida State under 15. You know what? I'm going to hold off on that one too. Do a little bit more research into it. All right. So what have I given? Again, the picks that I have added on: Iowa, Florida State, Idaho, Missouri under, Temple, Army under, Oklahoma State, Duke, and Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan under. That's 7 plays that I've added, and hopefully I will be adding a whole bunch more. That brings my total on the week to 18, and hopefully I'll be adding a bunch more tomorrow, and then probably, unless I get sick or have some other, time suckage event, a bunch more on Saturday morning as well.
A couple guys have asked, Michael Hernandez and iRetroStar have asked where they can see your NCAA picks. So is there a place for that? Or is
where I can see them, where they can see them?
Yeah.
I mean, I every game I review them. I mean, every week
just for this week, like your picks for the week.
My picks for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just gave all of them. Do you want me to review them all right now? You can't see them anywhere. I don't know if you can see them. Should I? I don't mind tweeting them out, I guess. I could tweet them out. It would take a whole bunch of tweets, though.
You are on fire this year, and I can understand why people want to see them because you're hot.
Yeah, I got 18 picks. All right, so aside from the 7 that I just added today, which is Iowa, Florida State, Missouri under, Temple Army under, Oklahoma State, Duke, and Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan under, my other picks for the week so far are Rutgers +8. It's now 9 or 9.5. I'm still liking that one, though. Bowling Green +13.5. Illinois +14.5. Kent State +20, Ole Miss +7, Virginia -7. I'm definitely liking that one. Ball State +3, Miami, Ohio -3, Maryland, Wisconsin under 52.5. That's now down to about 50.5 or 51. Southern Miss, Louisiana Tech under 55.5. Kansas, TCU under 59.5, and USC. Again, I did add that one. USC +3.5. What's that?
Oh, I love it, man. I love how much action you got, man.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Yeah. Sorry about that. All right. So DMB saying, damn, Pete, my pen ran out of ink. Yeah, listen, none of these plays are great. And don't forget, it's like if I wind up going like 11-8 on these picks, that's still an upper 50%. That's still a great record. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? Last week I was 14-5. That's not going to go 14-5 this week or any other week probably. That's probably gonna be my best week, But my goal is to maintain in the mid 50s, hope for other upper 50s, and if I hit 60%, I'm like, walking around like I'm God. That's what it is. But there's a lot of losses that come with those. You know what I mean?
I hear you. And we also want to mention before we go that on Monday, we moved to 10 a.m. Eastern time in our new studio, and we are very excited about that. So remember, we'll be half an hour early on Monday.
Okay, that's good. That's also bad news for that is that there are going to be some lines that on the overnight lines that aren't out yet. So you might have to take some blind, or it's going to be tricky. But yeah, new format on Monday, and that should be pretty exciting. Long show once again, but we cover everything, and they section it up later on. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.